Okay. I have no idea what happened. I think we are back live. I hope we're back live. Sorry about that. I'm like, oh no, I was in the middle of something and it just disappeared, but I guess we're all good now. Okay, so I think I was on another question. Hopefully y'all are still here, still with me. If you're still with me, say hello. The next question we were on was, what did you enjoy? Oh no, you thought it was your phone. Yeah, I don't know what just happened. It was weird. Like everything just stopped. What did you enjoy most? Okay, cool. Everybody's here. What did you enjoy most during just your daily life? So, in between all of the mundane, everyday things, like what did you find joy in, or what did you enjoy? What did you like? And for me, I just put that it was spending time outdoors with the kids. So I think when the winter rolls in, and I live in California, it's sunny most of the year round. We don't get very much rain. So it's always a good day to go outside. There's never really a lot of days where you can't go to the park or do different things, but it does get dark early. And I know in other places it gets really cold, it snows, it's not feasible or ideal to be outside at a certain point of the day. So it makes the window of time really small that you have to spend with your children and things like that. I don't like being cramped up in the house, but as a stay-at-home mom, I feel like we're always cramped up in the house. So this year I've tried to make it a point to give my kids recess. And so after we do like our little activities, we have snack, and then we go outside to play. And I try to do it every day because it's so important, not just for them, but for me. Like, oh, good. Exactly. Just being able to be you, right? So I really enjoyed being able to go outside with them and get outside with them. And girl, had I been making Starbucks runs and stuff this year, because last year I was doing a lot last year. I was real low key this year, but those little trips to Target by myself and to go get coffee, and I enjoy those like crazy. You don't know until you're a mom, like what a trip to the store actually really means. Hey. All right, so moving on to the next question, we have where is the next question? I'm being really bad at this today, you guys. We already did, is there anything that you did for the first time in your life? So who are you most thankful for this year? Who or what? So it doesn't even have to be a person, because I know sometimes it's hard to put like who you're most thankful for or most grateful for, or who, like the three people hanging out with three people, but who are you most thankful for, or what is it that you're most thankful for in 2018 or out of 2018 that happened, whatever. And what did I put? Oh, so I didn't put that I was thankful for a person. I basically just said that I was thankful for having like a sound for your family's health. Yes, that's a big one. Yes. For having like a sound mind. And the weird thing is like now that I'm thinking about it, I used to have a pastor who used to always like pray for a sound mind, or say, or would tell us, to, pray for a sound mind. It didn't make sense, I think, back then, but I totally get it, because not everybody, like I'm thankful for inspiration and motivation, because not everybody has it, and life can cause you to get into some slumps that if you can't find motivation and inspiration and just really have a mind to do something differently, oh man, you can stay down in those slumps for a very long time. And I say this because I know this from experience. And so just to have the mindset, I put just to have the mindset not to stay down when life gives me a kick. I'm so thankful for inspired ideas. Oh no, in the hospital for what, babe? What's going on? I hope everything is okay. I didn't see all of your comment. It flashed by. Thank you. Woohoo. Good. But it's true. It's very true. Like life can, oh man, it can just knock you down. I feel like this year, and not even this year, all the years we all go through, sometimes we're up and sometimes we're down. There's a season for everything. And I think that a lot, you know, I love a lot of you guys that I follow you guys back on Instagram, and when you guys share your stories and like the things that are going on in your lives with me, I can see, like, I feel this energy of things that happen even to you guys, to my subscribers and to the people that tune in. But I feel like we can't ever let that stuff get us too far down, and it can, and it does. It gets a lot of people too far down, or too far gone, if you will. And so really, you know, be thankful for your minds. Be thankful that you do have a sound mind, that you can make decisions, that you can be inspired, you know, or that you can act. I think that everybody gets inspired, but being able to act on those inspirations is a whole different story and a whole different video. So next question, you guys. Y'all can get me preaching up in here. I'm in the wrong book though. What's the next question? What do you deserve a pat on the back for? And so we're going back here to giving ourselves some credit, allowing this space and this time that I'm holding for you guys right now to be the time that you say, yes, I'm a badass, yes, I'm a boss babe, yes, you know, whatever all the terminology is that we use to give ourselves that pat on the back. What did you do this year that you feel, forget everybody else, that you feel you deserve a pat on the back for? And I said being a mom. And I, like, in a real way, I mean that. I mean it in the realest way, because yes, boss mom, because being a mom, and a stay-at-home mom at that, is hard. Being a mom is hard. Probably being a grandma is hard. Being anything where you are responsible for someone else's well-being is hard. But not just that, I mean, when you have to sit around whining kids all day, it's hard too. And I'm just being real, like, it's not easy. I feel like, and I'm speaking for me, sometimes as a mom, I feel very bipolar in my emotional space, because I'm up and then I'm down, and then I'm up and then I'm down, and then we're good and then somebody's doing something crazy. And I have 2 toddlers. They tag team me, they double team me, they gang up on me, they do stuff behind my back. I turn my eye for 1 minute to try to pour a cup of milk, and you know, there's sugar all over the floor, and they're like, we're making a castle with the sugar. So, I mean, very good. Okay, yes, okay. So, yes, forgiveness is a whole thing. Sorry, guys, that's the kids' nap alarm. Forgiveness is a big deal. That's a big deal. So that's a good one. And girl, yes, toddlers are gangbangers. They are. They're the real OGs. But I said I deserve a pat on the back for being a mom. Like, nobody has any idea what I do all day. And regardless of what the misconceptions are about what people think about what stay-at-home moms do or what they don't, or, you know, the whole, what is this whole, like, the working mom versus the stay-at-home mom. We're all working moms, damn it. And either way, it's hard. And either way, we get stressed and tired. And all of us deserve one big pat on the, like, right now, pat yourself on the back. If you're a mom, if you're a grandma, if you're an aunt, if you're a babysitter. Aw, yay! That was sweet. Okay, moving on to the next question, you guys. What was your biggest breakthrough moment career-wise? Career-wise. Now, anybody that is an influencer that does social media or YouTube or anything like that, or writes or does a blog, and you stay at home. She said going back to work was the best vacay ever. It is though. Like, that's so sad, but it is. I mean, it is. That there's just no other way to say it. It's feels like a vacay. Where was I at here? But yeah, your biggest breakthrough moment career-wise. So if you're doing any of those things and you are trying to establish yourself as an entrepreneur or as an influencer or as anybody like that, as an author or anything, if you're aspiring, then I'm talking about you too. So don't exclude yourself if you're like, oh, I'm a mom, or, you know, I don't have a career, or don't go there. Don't invite the limiting thoughts to stop you from even being able to answer the question. You know, even if you're aiming for YouTube to be your thing and you gained 50 subscribers this year, then that's a win, and pat yourself on the back for it. Perfect. Super excited to be reaching over 200 subscribers. It's a milestone. It really is. Like, getting any subscribers is a milestone, and you have, you know, it takes hard work. Trust me, I know what you put in just for them to come. So very good. I'm happy that you have them. Be grateful for them, and they shall multiply. 9 to 5, I received a promotion, increased ability to network. Hey, perfect. There you go. Right on. So praises for that. Like, that's great. And that you recognize that. So take a second, go pat yourself on the back, girl. What worries did you have this year in 2018 that turned out to be completely unnecessary? So was there anything that had you worried, that had you stressed, or that you were really concerned about that ended up being perfectly okay, or that ended up being just fine, or that ended up being no sweat off your back, nothing to worry about? I don't know. I don't think I put an answer to this one on my paper. I didn't. I put a question mark. I'm not sure. So that's another one that probably deserves a little bit more time and more thought. Hi, Amy. All right, so we're gonna go on to the next one, and that is let's see here. What one thing would you do differently and why? So looking back on this whole year, as we are at the very last weekend of 2018. Can you guys believe it's been a year? I feel like I was just sitting here doing this year in review for 2017, and this is nuts. But we are sitting here with just a couple days left in 2018. This is outro. So looking back at your 2018, what is something you would do differently? Or would you do anything differently if given the opportunity? What would it be? I didn't write an answer to that one, but I think this year flew by. Ooh, it sure did. This year really flew by. I think for me, I would probably just try to I would be more confident, I guess. And now that I'm saying this, it's interesting because I think I said this in the last video too, which means a whole nother year has gone by and my confidence probably ain't went up a whole lot. Yeah, getting back on any type of a food regimen after eating junk takes some determination of the mind, is what I'll call it. You know, it's definitely difficult because it forces you to show up. It forces you to show up and and say I'm not gonna go there. You know, it forces you to have you've got to bring a little bit of power to the table when it comes to like diet and exercise. Y'all, I know that too. But yeah, so I would probably just go through the year with more confidence. What do you call it? Like fake it till you make it. And just do it. Do that damn thing that, you know, I was too scared to do, or post that picture that was controversial, or make that video that, you know, my heart desired to make, but maybe I thought nobody would watch it, or whatever the things are. But coming into every aspect of life, not even just, you know, with making videos or with talking to people, but showing up in every aspect of life with more confidence. So that's probably where I would have did differently. Next question is, what advice would you give to your early 2018 self right now? So along the same lines, but now we're talking advice. So we're a couple days from the end of the year. If today, knowing what you know about this year, knowing everything that has happened, living through it, what would you tell yourself if it were February of this year? You know, Addie, it's February 2018. I know some things are going to happen this year. I want you to know. Boom, 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 boom. Do you, boo. That's a good one. I agree with that. Do you. That's why I've been to myself, right? Because nobody else cares, right? What difference is it? You know what? I used to always hear like the grown-ups when I was a kid, like my aunts and stuff. You always hear people say things like, they don't pay my bills, or, you know, like, and that's like, as if somebody paying your bills means that you have a sense of obligation to them. That's a whole nother story. But it really was the truth. Like, that was what set it all free. Like, you don't pay my bills. You don't run my house. You don't live my life. You're not in this with me every day. So why do I care? Why do I care? That was a question that I had to ask myself, because I cared. I cared a lot. And I admit that I cared a lot about what people thought of me or think of me or what have you. And it mattered. And I grew up that way. You know, I grew up with that opinion mattering. So it's hard to shake when you've had it for so long. But the reality is, the truth of the matter is, when I go through my everyday, and I had to learn this too, when I go through my everyday, there are people that are there for it. And there's people that aren't. And especially when it comes to family, family always wants to try to be able to be the ones to think that they can be in your business because they're your family, or think that they deserve the right to say something because they're your family. But are you here every day? No. So I get those statements now, you know, like, you don't pay my bills, you're not running nothing in here, you're not here every day, you don't live my life, you don't raise these kids, you don't go through what I go through, therefore you get to say no words, and your opinion can't matter. So I love that one though, that do you. Let's see here. Last question. Oh, I didn't answer the question though. So for me, I would tell myself to do one thing at a time. That a higher focus on one thing delivers a better value than spreading yourself thin and trying to do too many things at once. Everything will run so smooth if you just focus on one thing. And Addie, please budget your money. So I get that one too. Somebody said save money. Yes, I would have, if it were February 2018, I would have said, hey, hun, you're going to need to budget your money wisely this year. And, you know, hope that I would have taken my own advice, right? And so we have two more. What would you rate your 2018 on a scale of 1 to 10? So taking into account the whole year, all that has happened, how much have you smiled and laughed and enjoyed yourself, and how much have you wanted to rip your hair out, and how much have you been angry or sad. Weigh the emotions right now. What has gone on? And if you had to give an overall rating, what would it be? 8. That's good. So I take it well, yeah, you said on Instagram yours, and you've had some opportunity and some travel and some different stuff come up for you, girl. So I think that, yes, that's good. And I hope that the travel and the opportunities are all good ones. 7.5, 7.5. That's kind of about, so I'm feeling like, I'm saying like an 8. Like, we've had some rough moments. We've been through some financial patches, and just life has happened. I'm up and down. Like I said, you guys, I'm like on the mom bipolar issue, because I'm up and down all day long dealing with little people. But overall, out of all of the whole year, I'll say that my 2018 was about an 8. And I think that's better than my year last year, which is a plus. And I think that understanding and going into 2019, I think I have a bigger and a deeper understanding of how my thoughts create my things. And if I'm telling myself I can't do something, then I'm not going to do it. You know, one quote that I really like is, if you don't know where you're going, the one thing you know for sure is that you're never going to get there. Like, we determine and we dictate the way that we think and feel about how things happen. So, and not how, you know, you can't necessarily control how you feel, because your emotional response to the things around you or the things in your life is pretty much involuntary. It just happens. But what I'm saying is that when we do something like reflect on what happened in the past, it definitely sparks something that you want to end up doing in the future. You know, one thing is, if you know what you don't want, then you know what you do want. So we're looking at 2018 as we say goodbye, but those numbers all look pretty good. So I'm glad for you. If anybody has low numbers, like 5 and below, I would caution you, or I don't know, I don't want to say I would advise you, because you don't have to do anything, but I would just recommend really kind of looking back at why, like what made your year a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1. And you can even actually question what made your year a 7.5, what made your year an 8. Why was it so good? What were the great things? Because it's good to talk about those too, because the more you talk about them and the more you're grateful for them, the more of them will flow into your life. So that is it, you guys. That is my 2018 year in review. I hope that you guys answered the questions, or if you're going to go back on the replay to get all the questions, but really take the time to do this. Like, I know we say, oh, we'll answer them, and sometimes this stuff seems like, what's the point? Like, but there really is a point. Like, it's very necessary at some point to sit down and just examine yourself, your life, what the hell is going on, so that you can move onward and upward, you know, and keep it pushing. So the word for the year. Word of the year. Every year I like to assign a word to my year. And it really, I think, is just setting the intention. It's the first steps of setting the intention of what I want the year to even be like. Oh, good. You are definitely so welcome. You are so welcome. But yeah, every year a theme. I think that's what we called it last year, was what is the theme of your 2019, or what do you want the theme to be? So sometimes you may find that after the year is over, the theme itself was probably different than maybe the word that you chose. But a lot of times you'll find, oh, good, oh, yay. I'm so glad. That means a lot to me. Like, you guys don't even know when you say stuff like that how much it really means, because Like, I'm the girl that just like holds this kind of stuff inside and don't like share it with anybody. So to know that there's even anybody else out there that enjoys sitting and just going through this kind of stuff too it's really cool. It means a lot. So what are your words? Let's think about this for a second. Don't go nowhere, 'cause I'm not done yet. We got a few more minutes. I'm done with the questions for the year in review. Let me just say really quick that my ebook, Smart, a no bullshit guide to actually manifesting what's on your vision board, will be available tomorrow, you guys. It is an ebook. It is downloadable. You can print it out if you want to. So like, this is my little like just manuscript of it. It was my first copy that I printed. And it's a whole book. It's a workbook. It's got tons of stuff inside to help you. I've got a whole section of resources in the back with affirmations and like all kinds of really cool just stuff to help you when you put your vision boards together this year. And honestly, even if you're not gonna build a vision board, I think that the rules that I have laid out in here for living your best life, they apply whether you're gonna build the vision board or whether you're not, because the real work comes in after you've built the board anyway. So that's what this book does, is breaks down what comes after you've put all of those wonderful pictures on your board. So that's available tomorrow. I'm super excited. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know how you can get a hold of it. If you don't, then after this video at some point, I will go back in tomorrow and put the link in the description box in the bottom if you're interested in supporting me and helping yourself by getting this book I wrote. But anyways, moving into our words, what is your word? I'm glad. And we are doing a vision board party, you guys. I have just got the go and I'm setting up to do a virtual vision board party this year. So that's going to be really fun. And then we have some other stuff going through too. Thank you so much, girl. I appreciate you. So yeah, but my word for 2019, and I've tried to give this a lot of thought. The theme of the vision board party that I am hosting this year, I've got 3 of them hosting already. So 2 in my hometown that I'm doing as workshops, and then 1 that I want to put together and make available for anybody online that wants to do a vision board this year. That one's going to be ready too. So these are all going to be in January. But the theme of the vision board party itself is, setting the standard. And this came to me one day in the shower because I felt like, you know, we have standards for a lot of things, right? Or at least we should. Sometimes our standards, like, we don't even really know what they are. If I were to ask you right now, like, what are your standards? Like, what is your answer? What do you genuinely say back to me, right? When something has a standard set, you want to meet that or exceed it. And so I think that this year it's time, or yeah, it's not setting, it's raising. Look at, I'm like setting the standard, it's raising the standard. For me, I think that this year we need to raise the standard on our dreams, on our goals, on our visions, and just on what we want out of our lives by getting clear enough to actually identify what that is. So along those lines of feeling like in my own life I need to set some standards, I don't know, I'm thinking my 2019 word of the year is gonna be, I don't know, I really don't know yet. Somebody said a word and I didn't see what it was. Put your words up. Do you guys have your words already, or are you thinking about it right now like me? I'm kind of thinking about it. I'm not 100% sure. The word that is popping up, like it's surfacing, like right here, like this is where the word popped up in my chest, like not my mind, right? I feel it right here, and it feels like growth. growth. She said, yes, I'm definitely raising my standards. I think we all should. And even if we don't raise them, I think it's important to just take a minute to identify what the fuck is a standard and what are mine. Because when you go to a job, like there's standards and rules, and there's just things that you expect, you know, and you have to expect that in your own life too. So, but I'm feeling like growth is something that's really getting ready to happen, and not just like for me. I'm feeling like growth as this universal thing. So yeah, if anybody can latch on to some growth next year, put a thumbs up in the comments. And I'm sending you some growing vibes, right? So a little story really quick, and then I gotta go because I am here at this beautiful, what the heck is this hotel that I'm at? I'm here at this beautiful hotel in Palm Springs, and I'm getting ready to go find the spa. But what was I even gonna say? You guys, I'm so bad at this. This is why I don't do live videos, because like I'm kind of spastastic and all over the place, and I lose my train of thought pretty quickly. Thank you for the thumbs up. Oh, I was gonna share with you the name of the channel, Growing with the Greens. When I originally came up with Growing with the Greens, of course, like anybody else, I was trying to have a cute little slogan that fit our name in it. Thank you. I was telling you guys a story that fit our name in it really cute, like keeping up with the Kardashians, right? Come on. And I didn't want to say keeping up with the Greens, of course, because like that's too obvious, right? So I was like, And so for whatever reason, one day I decided, ooh, Growing with the Greens, we'll do that one. But have started to realize as Growing with the Greens has evolved, because for a while I thought about changing the channel name. Like my older kids are getting bigger, sometimes they don't want to be on screen. Like it's just, I'm finding that I'm making videos centered more around things that I enjoy and that I like versus the whole family, because you know everybody's kind of getting into spaces where we're doing our own thing a little bit. But I do like to vlog because I like to bring it all back together. But Growing with the Greens at this point for me is really all about growing through life, and we do it together. Like, and and this is so corny, because when I thought of it like that, I was like, oh my God, but I loved it, because that's exactly what this is. When I get on here and share my life and my stories or my struggles, or you know, even if it's through a creative vlog or cleaning video, it's like we are growing together. Like we're doing this thing together. We're in this. So let's continue growing through life together. See how my word of the year is grow? So I feel like we're all about to do some big things, as long as you're sticking with Growing with the Green. No. I'm just kidding. I'm so ridiculous. I'm over it, you guys. But anyways, that is it. We are done here. I hope that everybody has their word. If not, think about it. Think about your word. And think about what that even means to you. You know, I don't want you to just come up with a word because I'm telling you that you need to. I want you to really think about what this entering into this new year means for you. What changes you really want to make in your life, in your business, in your home, in your mind, in your body. And let a word sort of just come to you. Let it come to you. Maybe you'll turn on the TV tonight at like 3 o'clock in the morning because you can't sleep, and it'll say like abundance across the TV or something, and you're gonna be like, yep, that's my word right there. So let it come to you. And that's it. I'm filming a travel vlog for you guys, so that'll be ready at some point. And the book will be ready tomorrow, and we will be having a virtual vision board party sometime in January. I am going to be probably back live with you guys at some point tomorrow when I get home for the next exercise. We're going to be doing our life balance wheel. So if you need some balance in your life, or balance is one of those things that you want to try to establish a better balance of all of the things, then yeah, I have a balance wheel that I'm gonna do, and come and join me for that. So that's it. Thank you guys, and I'll see you later. If you're on Instagram, go over there and follow me. And that's it. Bye. How do I turn this off?